Okay, here's a quick video on how and when to use the check feature in QuickBooks Online. So this feature is similar to the expense feature where it's more for one-off things where you get something in the mail or you get a vendor coming in and you need to pay them right away. So you just quick hand write a check and then go back and record it later. Or you enter a check in QuickBooks Online and then just go ahead and print it right away. So to do this, we're going to go ahead and click the New button. We're going to go to Check. And we're going to choose our payee. So let's say you're paying your accountant and you're paying from the checking account. You can see it shows the balance there. And then, it'll pop in the vendor information, the payment date. So this is the date that you're writing the check. And then you have options over here. It says check number. So it'll automatically populate your next check number based on what QuickBooks Online knows. Or if you wanted to print it from QuickBooks Online, you can click print later and it'll show up in your printing queue when you want to print the checks. So let's just say it's a handwritten check that you're just taking care of right now. The other thing that QuickBooks Online is going to do is if you have any outstanding bills to this vendor, it's going to try to add those into the transaction. So it wants to make sure that you're not duplicating any expenses because you've already entered a $250 bill for this vendor in QuickBooks Online. It wants to make sure that that this is a completely separate transaction and not actually paying for this bill. So if you are paying for a bill, go ahead and click Add. And in the future, I would use the bill payment feature in QuickBooks Online rather than doing it this way. So let's just say this is a one-off thing. We don't need to add this, so we can get rid of that. We're paying for accounting services, and this is just a random invoice. It's $300. You can add billable or customer amounts. You can add a memo or an attachment, which I always recommend. Once you're all set there, you can go ahead and hit Save and Close. And what that'll do is it'll automatically add the check to your books right away. This is an important thing. If you handwrite a lot of checks, it's important to make sure you stay on top of it so that when they come through on your bank feed, you can add them in without having to go back and try and, tie down all the differences. So that's the basics of this feature. If you have any other specific questions or questions on more features of QuickBooks Online, feel free to contact me, Casey Moss Tax and Accounting LLC, and you can find me at CaseyMossTax.com.